Yo, General Shop Safety 2. Here we go. A couple repeats so we can go a little faster on this one. We got the joiner here. And the first thing we want to take a look at is where's the power button? Okay. This power button's down here on the joiner. And what I see sometimes is that somebody comes over and turns it off. They use the joiner and their friend comes over and then they go for it. They use the joiner and then they don't know how to turn it off. They're like, what? They didn't pay attention. So always know where, before you use the tool, where is the power button? How am I going to turn this off if something goes wrong as well? So make sure you know where that power button is. Is it okay to push your friends if the tools are off? No tools are on. We're waiting, or we're just waiting by over there. Never. This is not a safe place to be pushing and shoving. There's sawdust typically on the ground. It makes a slippery surface on this concrete. And so you want to just be slow and controlled. I don't like any running across the room or any of that kind of stuff. So slow and controlled movements. As I'm using a tool, I want slow and controlled. I don't want to be shoving boards through there and being reckless. Okay, so make sure we're not pushing anybody. Got it? All right. Before you use a tool, you should do what? This was on the last one. Take a safety test. Okay, safety test on every single tool that we use in here. You can't jump on one without it. Also, there's another one on here. Before you use a tool, you want safety glasses on too. So wear the safety glasses, take the safety test, you'll be ready to go. If you damage a tool, who pays for it? That would be you. This right here is the most damaged tool in the classroom. Okay, these are about $20, $25. This is a square. They call it a square because it's supposed to be square. What do I see students do with this? They come over to the tables and you see these, they just go like this. They like to saw with them. They like to hammer things with them. This is supposed to be 90 degrees. If I'm banging it all up, it's not going to work well. Plus, I draw lines. I like to draw straight lines. If I beat this edge up, then my lines aren't going to be straight. It's just going to be a mess. So don't damage the tools. You will be charged for them. Next up, when you're done with the tool, where's go? Tool drawer. Okay. We already talked about that one on the last one. This one's if a blade is not cutting fast enough, right? I'm using the bandsaw and I'm making a cut. It's taking a long time, okay? Should I push harder? Try and shove the board in really hard? No, you should not, okay? Especially if you have a thin board, you know, it's gonna cut faster. Maybe you're used to cutting thinner boards and then all of a sudden you got a project that's got a thicker board. It's gonna take longer to cut through. You have to be patient. Pay attention to what it's doing in the machine so you don't damage the machine by pushing too hard or anything like that. It's also not safe. I've seen people making a cut and they're doing everything right and then they get to the end of the cut and then they jump ahead because they were pushing on it really hard and then that got released at the end. When you're finishing a cut, you want to take that pressure off, go slow so that we don't see a drastic movement, something unsafe there. Is it okay to scream and yell for no reason? No, it's not. If I am working on a machine, we already talked about it, then this is where my focus should be, okay? Somebody should not be randomly yelling across the room as I'm making a cut. They yell and I'm looking over there, okay? So don't be the reason somebody else got hurt because you're screaming and yelling in the shop. Please don't do that. Is it okay to make weapons in here? No, do not make weapons. It's not safe. No weapons. It doesn't matter if it's made out of wood and you make a wooden knife. We don't do that. Wooden ninja stars. We don't do that. Anything like coming over here is a popular way to get that done. Just come over here and round out and put a point on a stick. It's a stake all of a sudden. It looks like a weapon. I'm going to call it out as a weapon. I'm going to take you to the principal. Okay. I don't deal with that. If you choose to make that decision, you know what I'm going to do. So don't mess around with it. Last one, if you design a project, this is kind of later on. If you design a project, okay, I didn't show you how to make it. That means you probably don't have a good idea about how to use the chop saw, the bandsaw to make the cuts that you're planning, okay? So talk to me. Maybe you already had an idea and you talk to me about what it is and I can say, yes, that's a good idea, or no, that's a terrible idea. So I have the experience. I've made bad cuts before and we weren't safe. And I thought about it and have better ways about doing that because of my experience. So learn and pay attention to those. So I think that is it.